Matthew, can you hear me? Hello? Aditi, can you hear me?
I think both are gone.
Yeah, I can't hear Aditi. One second.
Sure.
All right. I think Aditi has dropped. Matthew, you there? Hello, Matthew. Hello. Sajimon Matthew. All right, Arvind, I'll just take you through that content.
Yep.
I think nobody is able to get me. Because as you have already gone through that demo video, so I'll just go through the content what I'll be taking you through.
Yep.
So basically we start from the enterprise structure. The structure. So what is this enterprise structure? So what happens when we go for an implementation for an ABC company, let's say some ABC company, or let's say for example Tata company itself.
Before you start, can I ask one question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, the training is about the user and not the technical one, is it? Or functional
I did not
side?
get you. Technical means this will be more like a theoretical and then functional. Theory and functional.
No, that SAP has two different things. Like one is functional and one is technical.
So this is functional.
Yeah, that's what I want to clarify. Thank you.
Yeah, this is functional. This is completely functional. Okay, but the basic idea of the technical you need to know, like logins and all those things you need to know.
Yeah, true. I agree with that.
All right. So suppose for a Tata company, you just went as an FICO consultant for an implementation. So it basically starts in 5 phases. This project management, what I'm telling you now. It's a project preparation phase. It's your blueprint phase. Then your realization phase. Final preparation or final prep, what we call it. Then your go live. These are the 5 phases. If you go for any consulting company, you will find this. Apart from there, they will try to inherit some more phases into it by saying this is one of the best phases that we follow and everything and so on. But these are the 5 phases that you will find.
Main phases. Okay.
During this blueprint phase, when you get into this blueprint phase, here you will prepare 2 documentation, as is, to be. Okay. Now what is this as is documentation? As is documentation is how the company is working in the present scenario.
Okay.
Okay. To be is how you will fit this in SAP.
All right.
Whichever you cannot put in SAP, that is called as a gap.
Gap. All right.
So it is this gap that you will fulfill either to a development or an enhancement. You will make some workaround for this.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now it is during this phase that I try to build this enterprise structure in this way, this phase.
In this. Yep.
What is this enterprise structure is, I'm trying to understand the structure of the company, how it will be done.
Done. Yep.
Okay. how it will be, like how the company has been set up, what are the branches the company is having. Okay, one second. Okay, now after deciding the enterprise structure, then we will decide the fiscal year. Okay, here we will look into designing a fiscal year in a different form. Like usually we have a mindset that it is of 12 months, right?
Yep.
A fiscal year, 12 months.
Yeah.
So if I say that 12 months, we call this as a 12 periods over here. Months are nothing but each one we call as a period. So we'll try to set up a fiscal year which might be starting from January to December, or 1st April to 31st March, or 1st July to 31st June. It can be cut across
anything.
Anything. So I'll try to show you how to set up that. And also usually we have it in the mindset that it always starts from the first day of the month and end on the last day of the month, right? So there are companies who do not follow this. Because of their closing is huge, so what they will do is usually either they close it by 5th of the month or the 10th of the month. Everyone follows different ways. So we look into that.
Yep.
Okay. Then we'll move into general ledger accounting. Under general ledger accounting, usually you might have heard about the word chart of accounts.
Chart of accounts.
But, yeah, but you never heard about operating, group, country specific.
No.
So we will look into operating chart of accounts, group chart of accounts, country specific chart of accounts. Each one of that we will set it and try to test this. What is the significance of each one of that?
Each one, alright.
Okay, then we'll look into some master data. This is all master data of the GL accounts.
Yep.
Then these are templates. These are all templates. Okay, we look into this, defining these templates. Foreign currency valuations. Now what is this foreign currency valuation is, suppose this Tata company, whatever you're seeing here, it's legal currency, or you call as a company code currency, whatever it is operating in, suppose it's an INR.
INR,
okay. But if this company is operating in other than INR, that is USD, EUR, AUD, or CAD, whatever currency, these currencies we call as foreign currencies.
Foreign currency.
Okay.
Yep.
This is called as a foreign currencies. Okay. Now for these foreign currencies, as per the law, it states that you need to evaluate the currencies.
Yeah.
For what purpose? Whether you are making an exchange rate gain or loss.
Loss, yeah.
Or loss. Purpose of exchange rate gain or loss is basically in order to show the true financial position of the company.
Position of the company, yeah.
Position of the company. This is what we try to achieve. So what we do is every month, and depending on the requirement, how they want to do it.
Yep.
Okay, we run this. So this is what we look into in foreign currency valuation. Interest calculations, we will look from the perspective of loan taken from the bank, or interest charged to the customers for the late payment. We look into that. New GL, I'll come back again. Accounts payable, accounts receivable. Payables are nothing but vendors. Receivables are nothing but
main
customers.
Focus.
Yeah. Yep. So only once we do the upper settings, whatever I've shown you, only then we can proceed with the payables and receivables. Yes, once the GL is set up, then you can move to the payables and receivables. Payables. Yep. So here we'll try to raise a vendor invoice, make the payment, customer invoice, make the payment. We'll run some scenarios over here, making a down payment, vendor perspective, down payment from the customer perspective. In detail we'll look into it. Whatever we do the configuration, we'll do the testing, we'll look into the reports at then and there. All the reports. Okay. Dunning is nothing but a reminder that being sent across to the customer for the late payment. That's it. We are sending across a payment, a notice kind of a thing. We look into credit memos, debit memos, discounts, installment payments, all those things we look into in detail over here.
Yep.
Banking. Now coming under banking, we look into check management. This is manual. I'll try to show you, but it is not done nowadays. It's very manual.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
is this automatic payment program where
Payment
you'll
program.
try to issue hundreds of checks at one go.
Yep.
Electronic bank
Mostly
statement, if
company
you
use that now.
yeah, electronic bank statement is something of BRS, you might have heard about, bank
Yeah.
reconciliation
Bank
statements.
reconciliation. Yep.
Yeah. So this electronic bank statement will try to take one sample statement, will try to upload in SAP and see that the bank account, whatever that bank account matches with the account with the bank. Both should match. So that we'll try to
Yep.
look into it. Tax
Okay.
calculation on sales and purchases, that we'll look into as per the jurisdiction level.
Yeah.
Right, we have a jurisdiction level, so we'll try to
Yeah.
look into the jurisdiction level. So jurisdiction is nothing but in US you will have a state
Yeah.
level, county level, city level, different taxes. We'll look into in detail. Asset accounting we'll look into in detail. It's a huge chapter. It's a big one. So there are several scenarios into this. We'll look into it. Also under asset accounting is basically used for calculation of depreciation, right? Asset accounting.
Yep.
So we look into, once we calculate depreciation, we look into SLM method, straight line method, WDV method, right? Useful life
Diminishing
method.
value.
Or,
Yeah.
life of a depreciation is calculated based on the useful life of an asset. All these things we look into it. And also there are various scenarios: retirement of an asset, transfer of an asset, acquisition.
Correct.
There are many scenarios cutting across. I've not put everything in this. It's a big chapter.
Okay.
Look into it. We'll try to draw the balance sheet and P&L accounts through these financial statement versions. Then we'll run the integration between MM and finance and run the entire scenario procurement to pay. Try to integrate with sales and distribution. Try to run order to cash scenarios. I'll try to show you these MM settings, but in real time you won't be doing it. It will be only with you would do it only with respect to your this finance. That's it.
Finance. Okay.
Yeah. But I'll try to show you how to do this part and how to run end-to-end scenarios. And what is the role you will play respectively at that particular juncture, I'll tell you.
All right.
Controlling. General controlling. This is all about the basic settings that I'll try to do it. We look into cost element accounting. Now whatever data this controlling fetches, the data from FI has to come to controlling, right? From FI only. That data, when it's coming from FI to CO, it is based on this cost element accounting. It is only through this. So this cost element accounting is primary, secondary, two types. We look into in detail what is this primary, what is this secondary cost element. So it is basically an integration point between your FI and CO, where it fetches the data from FI to CO. That is cost element. Cost center accounting. Cost center accounting, it will capture the overhead expenditure, all the overhead expenditure. Like for example, cost center, depending on the requirement of the client, you will create this. If let's say for a department, production department, there is only expenses, right? There is no generation of income at all. They are not selling. It is only they are manufacturing. Administration department, they are just administrating it. All expenses. Do you want to treat cost center, administration as a cost center, admin department as a cost center, or a production department as a cost center, or a canteen as a cost center, or an R&D department as a cost center? Depending on the requirement, you will create that as a cost center. For those cost centers, for the production cost centers, you can do planning, you can do budgeting, you can allocate from one cost center to another cost center the cost, depending on the requirement. Okay. You can do planning also. Internal orders. This internal orders, basically we use it for two purposes. Internal orders. One is for reporting and one is for settlement purpose. Now what is reporting is basically in detail if you want the reporting. Suppose for example a telephone expenses. The telephone expenses of a production department are captured on a monthly basis. Every month you capture it. After 6 months, a person comes back and says, for a particular phone number, from a particular department, I want to know the cost of that. It can be achieved through this internal orders.
All right.
Okay. Or marketing expenses that have been incurred like a long back. Suddenly he comes back and says, I want to know for exactly what are the marketing expenses in detail. That you can achieve through an internal orders. Settlements. Example of a settlement is, you might heard about the word asset under construction. asset which is work in progress,
Work in process, yep.
or we call this as WIP, WIP.
WIP, yep.
So this asset under construction, what will happen? You cannot capitalize this asset. You will capitalize only when you start using the asset, right?
Using it, yep.
You cannot calculate depreciation unless and until you put the asset to use. To put the asset to use is nothing but capitalize the asset. That's right. So when this asset is being under construction, there is a cost that is getting involved every month, right? Every month there is a cost. Suppose you purchase the building that is under construction. Every month there is a cost. Cement, steel, whatever it is. Some cost is getting involved. Labor and all those. So every month you need to settle that cost to that AUC. Every month you will settle it. Once the asset is fully ready, it's capitalized, it's put to use, then you do a settlement to that. Final settlement. That can be achieved. That kind of a scenario will be achieved through an internal order. Okay. So this internal orders, not only you can do budgeting, planning, all those things you can do it in internal order.
Do it. All right.
Profit center. The difference between a profit center and a cost center is profit center not only carries revenue but also cost. Example for a profit center. For example, Tata Automobile. For a Tata Automobile, the car is a product, right?
Yep.
The car, when they sell, they generate a revenue.
True.
So I will create profit center I might create my profit center as a Tata Indica, right? Or Tata Safari. You have cars, right? I hope you remember these car names. Safari, all
that.
Yeah. Tata Indigo.
Yep.
Indigo. So these I'll call this as a profit center because they generate revenue, right?
Revenue as well.
Okay. Now profit center can be called as a product, can be maintained as a product, or the client says no, don't make it at that level. Make it at a region level. Okay. For example, Tata Indica sold in North region how much, South region how much, West region how much, East region how much. No, not at product, not at region. Please maintain as a plant. Profit center as a plant. Okay. So you can call anything or maintain as a division.
Yep.
Okay. It depends on the requirement at what level the profit center need to be created. The only difference between a profit center and a cost center is cost center collects only cost.
And it collects
only
both
cost
and
nothing else.
Revenue.
But your profit center collects both cost as well as revenue. So when you are collecting both cost and revenue, ultimately what you will get?
Then only you will know the profit.
So that is why it's called as a profit center.
Yep.
Clear? So that is the difference between that. Okay. Now coming back to this new GL. This new GL is brought into SAP after ECC 5. Okay. ECC 5 onwards. That is a version, what we call. At the present version, that what we are doing on is ECC 6.0. EHP 6, Enhancement Package 6. Like you will have versions, right? Windows XP, Service Pack 1. Yeah, Service Pack 2, Service Pack, like this. Enhancement Package 6. So this started from ECC 5 onwards. So this new GL, what it helps is, it will help in doing the segmental reporting. Okay, now what is segmental reporting? Segment can be, the requirement has come because of the legal compulsion. The legal compulsion is that a particular segment, okay, let's say a manufacturing segment or a service segment, like you'll have segments, right? For an automobile company, there's manufacturing, service, and so on. A particular segment that is generating 10% of the profit. You have an overall profit, right? Of a Tata Mobile. In that overall profit, a particular segment is generating 10% of the total profit. Not clear? Manufacturing, service, two departments. So this will generate some profit together, right?
Yeah, that will be the profit come.
of this total profit, 10% of the profit is coming from here. Not clear?
Yep.
Total profit of all the segment, any particular segment that is generating 10% of the total profit that is coming from a particular segment, then you will go for a segmental reporting.
Okay.
Okay. Not clear? Service, manufacturing, you'll have so many, right? R&D.
So many departments, yeah. Research.
Okay. Then manufacturing, service, R&D, sales.
Sales.
Okay. So many departments. So all the
Yep.
segments, in this segments, if any particular segment
Yep.
profit, okay, that of the total
Yep.
profit, 10% is coming from here.
Yep.
Any
Then we'll
particular,
do
then you will go for
Yeah.
segmental reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, not clear still?
Yep.
Okay. That is segmental reporting. Then you have something called document splitting. Okay, what it does is basically it will split the document for a reporting purpose. Okay, now for example, let's say I'm making a journal entry where I'll say I'm making a purchases 1, purchases 2 to vendor. Okay,
Yep.
100, 200.
200.
Okay.
Yep.
Next, see what I'm doing now. Purchases, whatever it is, purchases 1. Is the entry correct? The entry is correct?
Yep.
2 vendor, 100, 100, 100, 100.
Okay.
Can I write this way also I can do? This way also I can do.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Yep. Right.
So I will pose this way. The functionality of the document splitting will split the vendor accordingly with
Okay.
respect to our expenses. It will split automatically. I'll not do anything. I'll pose this entry. Automatically it will split.
Okay.
The purpose of why do I need this split? Now you see, if I want to generate a report based on the profit center, can I generate?
Yeah.
Why I cannot see here?
No. There's only one. Yeah.
Difference, now this is
Yeah. Yeah.
difference in the amount. Now if it is spread like this,
Yeah.
then I can get it properly, right? Splitting, so that I'll get
Splitting
the exact value of this.
Exact amount.
Okay. Now you see, this is a profit center 1, profit center 1, profit center 1, profit center 2. But
Yep.
if I say here,
That's 200.
I should know like it's going profit center 1 only, right? Over here, if I say like
Yep.
this, 1,
2.
2. Now you tell me, this 200 should go to both, right? Profit center 1 and profit center
Yeah.
2, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that can be achieved through the splitting.
They splitting. Yep.
So you can have a reporting below company code level.
Okay. That's
Okay.
where document splitting comes. Yeah.
There are many things, zero balancing, all that. In detail, we look into this document splitting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Then there is some change in the transaction codes with the new GL functionality, like faster period and closing is there. We used a single transaction code where we can carry forward the balances to the next year.
Okay.
Closing price. So it is faster period and closing. That also we look into it. Okay.
Yep.
Multiple ledgers. There is a concept of multiple ledgers. Okay. Now, since we are reporting, this data is getting reported in INR currency, right?
Yep.
Whichever we have started with. Now, if the requirement comes because of the company got listed globally, I want to generate reports not only in INR, I want to generate in USD as well as EUR. 2 reports. So I have to post this particular invoicing every time in INR, USD, EUR. 3 times I have to post, right? No, I'll not post.
Yeah.
I'll post only in INR. Automatically it will get posted in USD and EUR.
Okay. And it will
So
convert that.
yeah, automatically it will convert. So I can have reporting in 2 additional currencies. That is through a multiple ledgers or parallel ledgers.
Okay. Is it like only 2 additional you can do, or you can do as
No,
many?
maximum 2 only you can do.
Maximum. Okay.
2 it will allow you. So this is about the new GL functionality.
Okay.
So this is what we'll go through. It takes approximately around 40 to 45 hours of the duration.
Mm-hmm.
So any questions? Tell me. No.
Yeah. Okay. I'll first tell you my background is I did my bachelor in accounting in India and I did master in accounting here.
Mm.
And I was working as an accountant in superannuation, which is completely different field. Now I want to move to SAP because I want to work in a commercial field and every big company use the SAP software.
Right.
But in this country, they don't give any weightage to a degree. They want experience. So what my main purpose of doing this is I want to have a knowledge of mostly accounts payable, accounts receivable, so that I can put in my resume that I worked on SAP software.
Yeah.
Even
You
for
can do
like
that.
few months, then only I'm able to get a job in SAP.
Right. You can put it across. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I
See,
mean.
this
Yeah, like
accounts
we will.
payable and accounts payable and accounts receivable cut across everywhere. It comes in
Yeah,
asset accounting also when you are purchasing, when you are selling.
yeah,
So a vendor, you are
yeah,
a customer.
yeah.
Okay.
Because right
So
now, if I put something in my resume, I never worked on SAP software, so I
okay.
can't, do. I did work on different software, but not on SAP. So I just want to have like some knowledge so that I
Yeah.
can get into this industry.
Yeah, you can. It's all, that's why they say SAP, what I usually tell is, when I heard from one of my senior, it's like SAP, I give you the full form, but he used to say sit and practice. SAP stands for.
Okay, cool.
So it's the more time you spend, the more knowledge you gain out of it. Every time, the second time when you do it, you will always try to get something new out of it. Okay, so it's the more time you spend on this software, the more R&Ds you do, it will help you more in understanding the SAP, what it's all about.
Okay. And you're going to provide some course material as well?
Yes. I'll definitely provide some material to it. Yeah.
And also when I talking to I think it was Surendra, he said you'll get a server access for practicing as well.
Yeah, that is the vendor related. I'm not into server access related.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll be sharing something, this notes where you have, but we cannot put in across all your doubts or anything. Just at the initial level, whatever that standard level notes, I can give it to you.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, like how to define a company with a path, with a everything else.
I just want like a basic thing so that I can,
Yeah, you can do it. Whatever.
And once you get into that industry, you will obviously get improved by working on that software.
Yeah. It's always your real-time experience that gives you more knowledge.
Yeah, that's right.
So all these things I'll be sharing across. So whenever required, as per the requirement, I'll share it across all this.
Okay.
Suppose
and
we get into banking, then at the time of the banking, I'll share taxation, asset accounting, and so on.
Okay, cool. And when the class is going to start from?
This one, Surinder will update you on that. He'll update you.
Cool. All right. And last thing, how hard it is to go to the technical side? Like I'm doing it right now for working in a functional as a user end, but in future, like I'm not from an IT background. So do you have to be from an IT background to go towards the technical side?
No. The more important is you should know the accounting knowledge. If you have checked my demo, I used to tell people with the respective domains and respective knowledge will choose their respective modules. Right? It is not technical knowledge. The basic technical knowledge, like how to log in, how to see the. I'll first initial 2 days I'll be taking you through some basic technical only, not the subject. Okay. The prerequisite for joining this is you should have some accounting knowledge on it.
Okay. Then I'm talking about the technical side, like it works on ABAP software.
No.
No? Okay.
From last 6 years, I've never done any ABAP, but we go to them if you want to develop any particular reports. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
we try to explain them because they will not understand the debit side and the credit side.
Mhm. Yeah, the reason I'm asking is one of my friend, he was from a accounting background as well. He went to India and he did SAP course that was for 25 or 30 days, and he working as a SAP consultant here. And it's quite good money working as a SAP consultant here.
Uh,
So that's why I was asking.
mm,
I might consider that in future after working some time on the software as a user.
okay. All right, Arvind, then.
Uh, yep.
Anything else?
Thank you. Thanks a lot for that.
So
And I'll
touch
talk
base
to
with
Surendra.
yeah,
Yep.
Surendra, and we'll update you on that when we can.
Okay.
Sajimon Matthew, can I hear you? Hello? I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Arvind.
Kadir.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. Yep.
All right, sure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.